Hi, this is Tiana with Video Hairstyles, and I'm here in California in Beverly Hills at Cush Salon, and I'm with the owner Hector and our beautiful model Dan, and he's going to show us how to do a very classic look. Men's barbering is really popular right now, and kind of a James Dean, very classic men's barber hairstyle.
Hi, it's Hector Rodriguez from Cush Salon for Tiana's Video Hairstyles, and I was teaching a class the other day in men's barbering, and they asked me, where do you start a men's haircut? And at that they actually said the back. And then I was thinking, I start in the back because I know where I'm gonna go, I know head shape, I know hair texture. But for somebody that's starting out new, I actually recommend you start on the sides. And that way you dictate how tight or how close you're gonna take it, and then your haircut will flow much better. So that's something that you can do, is not start in the back, start on the sides, do your one line of where you're gonna keep your weight, and then kind of scissor over comb up to that. So we're gonna start our men's barbering. Just section out the top of the round of the head, push it over. I'm gonna establish a little bit of a weight line right here. So something that I've always done since the beginning, and it's kind of been the opposite of the way some kind of people do things, is usually they start up and build up. I like to just create a nice little weight line and know where I'm gonna go. So I'll grab the section, bring it down to where I think I'm gonna have my weight line, and just cut that off right there. And that pretty much sets where my heaviness, where my top of that corner is gonna be. And then I will scissor over comb all the way up to that. Pushing the hair forward, cutting right on that hairline. I'm actually using my dry cutting shears again with his fine hair. He's got kind of a fine hair. So I find the dry cutting shears leave a little bit of softness rather than a really nice tight hair men's barbering shear. Leaves a little bit of softer. Again, you want to change everything up. You don't want it to be exactly like it was 30 years ago. You want it to be a little different, a little new, a little retro, but at the same time, give it you a little something new. So now I just go in and scoop up. It's really the simplest way to do it. I like to do things from point A to point Z as far as I can, just get it there as fast as possible. You're not cheating or anything, but you're just, achieving things much easier, getting little tips to just jump forward. Again, everything is practice. The more you practice, the easier everything is. So we've established our weight line. We've cut the hairline around the ears, on the face. So that kind of helps us dictate the length that this is gonna go to. Again, simplest, easiest ways to do things is the way I like. I don't like to overcomplicate it. And what's gonna make this retro but yet new is the texture that we give it. When they were doing James Dean's barbering haircut, there was no texture in the hair. There was no cutting in. It was just basically cutting hair really blunt, and that was about it. So we're gonna give it a little bit of texture, a little bit of movement. You can see how easy that is to get a nice soft blend from cutting that weight line and just cutting everything up to that weight line. Go in, scoop. Going up to that weight line and actually going out of it will soften it up even more. I'm cutting hair and my fingers touching his head, and that's dictating how far and how close that is gonna be. So as I'm coming up, my finger's actually pushing, and it's actually coming out and giving it that weight that I want it to be. Other than that, you'd kind of cut it off like a mohawk. see how that ties in really nice when I just bring it back. I am going to bring it down and cut some texture in it. And I've actually pre-cut the back. It's got that weight line coming all the way around. And I pre-cut the back, so now I'm going to bring it around, cut its sides, and then we'll go into the top. So this is Dan. We cut the sides, we've cut both sides, cut the back, and now we're just going to go into the top. I like his length. I'm just going to go ahead and give a little bit of texture again with my scooping in action, a little bit of just slide cutting, texture cutting, and then we're going to blow it dry a little bit, put some product in, give him a nice little pompadour, little James Dean-ish haircut. Dry cutting shears on wet hair, they're really soft, so I could really just go in and just have fun and be really loose and natural. They're almost kind of like, they're good for beginners because they kind of like don't let you make a mistake. Loose haircut, but still nice, good sections. See how blunt that is? No texture, there's no movement in there. It's gonna give them a little bit different. It's gonna last longer, it's gonna style better. The style, when he styles it, will last longer. Again, I like going in and scooping rather than going up and cutting into my finger. I've lost some skin like that, so. So my shear's going in, scooping out. So I'm adding a little C shape to it, and then what that's gonna do is let it lift and stay up when we want it to. So now we've finished our texture. We finished a little bit of tying it all together with our razor shears. We went in and went up through it, tied it all together. Now I'm gonna blow it dry, put a little bit of product in, and show you a little James Dean inspired haircut. I'm gonna turn him in the mirror so I can see what's going on, and then I'll turn him back. Now I'm using my palms to the back and the sides, really adding that product to the sides, slicking it down, giving you that retro feel and that retro look. Now my palms are going through. It's fun. Really easy, especially with the pomade, it's pliable, so all day you can actually change your hairstyle. So this is my men's barbering, my James Dean inspired haircut. This is Dan. We had a good time today. Thanks a lot.